Someone is crazy in love with you because you did this. Watch before it's too late. Don't scroll. Listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, and there's a reason your thumb paused here even if your mind didn't know why, because something in your spirit recognized truth before logic could catch up. Listen to this, because what I'm about to say isn't random and it isn't coincidence, it's alignment speaking directly to you. And I need you to breathe for a second and stay with me. Don't scroll, because someone is crazy in love with you right now, and not in a shallow, dramatic way, but in a deep, unsettling, soul-awakening way that they didn't expect and can't turn off, and it didn't happen because you chased them, impressed them, or tried to convince them. Listen to this, because it happened because you did something rare, something powerful, something divinely guided. You chose yourself when it was uncomfortable, you chose growth when it was lonely, you chose peace when chaos felt familiar, and the moment you did that, the universe shifted the energy around you. Don't scroll, because this message is for you. If you stopped explaining yourself, if you stopped begging to be understood, if you stopped shrinking to keep someone close, listen to this, because the moment you withdrew your desperation and replaced it with dignity, your energy changed, and energy speaks louder than words ever could. Don't scroll, because your soulmate felt it, even if they couldn't explain it, even if they tried to distract themselves, even if they pretended they didn't notice. Listen to this, because when you stopped chasing, they started feeling. When you stopped reaching, they started missing. When you stopped forcing, they started realizing. Don't scroll, because absence didn't erase you, it amplified you. Listen to this, because silence didn't make you forgettable, it made you unforgettable, and that's why they can't sleep the same way, can't focus the same way, can't replace the feeling no matter who they talk to. Don't scroll, because your growth triggered their awakening, and awakening doesn't feel gentle to everyone. Sometimes it feels like longing, regret, sudden clarity, and fear of loss all at once. Listen to this, because angel numbers didn't start showing up in your life for no reason. 11. 11 when you questioned love, 222 when patience felt heavy, 444 when you needed reassurance that you were protected, 555 when change felt inevitable. These weren't signs to chase, they were signs to stay grounded. Don't scroll, because the universe wasn't telling you to do more, it was telling you to stay aligned. Listen to this, because alignment is magnetic, and magnetism doesn't beg, it attracts. Don't scroll, because the reason someone is crazy in love with you is not because you were perfect, it's because you were authentic, you healed, you faced your wounds, you didn't numb yourself, you didn't harden your heart, you softened without losing strength. Listen to this, because that balance is rare, and rare energy awakens deep attachment. Don't scroll, because while you were becoming calmer, steadier, more at peace, they were becoming restless, unsettled, pulled toward you in ways they couldn't explain. Listen to this, because soul connections don't respond to words, they respond to frequency, and your frequency rose when you chose self-respect over validation. Don't scroll, because you didn't announce your growth, you lived it, you didn't prove your worth, you embodied it. Listen to this, because embodiment is what makes someone realize what they're about to lose. Don't scroll, because timing matters, and this realization has a window, not to scare you, but to remind you to stay exactly where you are, aligned, grounded, and calm. Listen to this, because chasing now would lower your frequency, doubting yourself now would distort the signal. Don't scroll, because the universe is doing something behind the scenes, rearranging thoughts, breaking illusions, pushing awareness to the surface. Listen to this, because the person thinking about you is not obsessed with your looks or your availability, they're obsessed with how you made them feel safe, seen, and real, and how losing access to your energy made them realize its value. Don't scroll, because love that awakens late still awakens deeply. Listen to this, because the universe doesn't waste growth, and what you've become cannot go unnoticed by the person meant to recognize it. Don't scroll, because this isn't about ego or winning, it's about alignment. Listen to this, because aligned love does not arrive through desperation, it arrives through clarity, humility, and action. Don't scroll, because action is forming. Even if you can't see it yet, listen to this, because awareness always comes before movement, and movement is coming, but only if you don't sabotage the moment by doubting yourself. Don't scroll, because your calm right now is power, your restraint is power, your self-trust is power. Listen to this, because power doesn't shout, it rests. Don't scroll, because rest is where miracles land gently. Listen to this, because the universe is not asking you to wait anxiously, it's asking you to live fully, to stay open without attachment, to trust without fear. Don't scroll, because fear is not your guide anymore, alignment is. Listen to this, because you didn't do anything dramatic to make someone fall in love with you, you did something sacred, you healed, and healing is the loudest signal in the spiritual realm. Don't scroll, because healed energy changes timelines. Listen to this, because the timeline where you were overlooked no longer exists, you stepped out of it when you chose yourself. Don't scroll, because now you're standing in a timeline where love has to rise to meet you or step aside. Listen to this, because either outcome honors your growth, but hear this clearly, someone is realizing right now that you are not replaceable, not forgettable, not ordinary. Don't scroll, because this realization doesn't come softly, it comes with urgency, emotion, and the fear of being too late. Listen to this, because too late is not about time, it's about alignment. And alignment is still possible if humility leads the way. Don't scroll, because your role is not to rescue them from their awakening, your role is to stay aligned with who you've become. Listen to this, because when you stay aligned, what's meant for you cannot miss you. Don't scroll, because missing happens when we abandon ourselves, and you didn't. Listen to this, because you stayed, you grew, you trusted, and that trust is being rewarded. Don't scroll, because if this message is hitting your chest, if your breath just slowed, if your heart feels seen, that's confirmation. Listen to this, because confirmation doesn't always come as events, sometimes it comes as resonance. Don't scroll, because I want you to seal this moment, not out of fear, but out of faith. Listen to this, because faith is action too, and if these words spoke to you, comment, I choose alignment and trust, and let the universe hear your intention. Don't scroll, because sharing truth multiplies it. So share this with someone who needs reassurance right now. Listen to this, because staying connected matters when awakening is happening, and if you want more messages that guide, ground, and protect your heart, subscribe to this channel and stay close, and hear this final truth as if God Himself is speaking softly to your spirit right now. I saw the nights you chose growth over comfort, I saw the tears you didn't let harden you, I saw the moment you stopped chasing and started trusting, and that is why love is responding to you now. Do not go backward, do not doubt what I am doing, stay still, stay aligned, and watch how what is meant for you moves toward you with clarity, courage, and love that knows your worth, because you did the work, and I am honoring it. Don't scroll. Stay right here and listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now, especially if after hearing the last message you felt something settle inside you, like a quiet knowing, because that wasn't imagination, that was recognition, and I need you to understand what's happening beneath the surface. Listen to this, because when you chose yourself, you didn't just change your behavior, you changed your frequency. And frequency is how souls communicate when words fail. Don't scroll, because the person who is crazy in love with you didn't fall because of a single moment, they fell because of a pattern they couldn't ignore anymore, the pattern of your calm, your restraint, your emotional maturity, your ability to walk away from chaos without closing your heart. Listen to this, because that kind of strength destabilizes people who are still learning how to love honestly. Don't scroll, because while you were becoming steady, they were becoming aware, and awareness is uncomfortable when it exposes missed chances. Listen to this, because the universe has a way of amplifying absence after growth, not to punish, but to teach value. Don't scroll, because when you stopped being available to confusion, confusion became unbearable to them. Listen to this, because they are replaying moments now, conversations, silences, times they felt seen by you without realizing it. Don't scroll, because remembrance is how the soul awakens before the mind catches up. Listen to this, because this awakening is not fantasy, it's neurological, emotional, spiritual all at once. Don't scroll, because that's why they feel restless, distracted, pulled toward you in waves. Listen to this, because your energy is no longer chasing them, it's standing still, and stillness creates contrast. Don't scroll, because contrast reveals truth faster than words ever could. Listen to this, because the universe uses contrast to force clarity, and clarity is what's happening now. Don't scroll, because angel numbers may feel louder lately, not urgent, but persistent. 111 nudging awareness, 222 stabilizing patience, 333 reminding you you're supported, 444 grounding you in protection, 555 signaling that internal change is already underway. Listen to this, because these numbers are not telling you to act. They're telling you to stay aligned. Don't scroll, because alignment is what keeps this process clean. Listen to this, because the moment you start doubting yourself, overthinking, or reaching backward, the signal weakens. Don't scroll, because the universe does not reward regression, it rewards consistency. Listen to this, because consistency and self-respect is what made you unforgettable. Don't scroll, because you didn't disappear, you became unavailable to chaos, and that difference matters. Listen to this, because availability used to be your offering, but presence is your offering now. Don't scroll, because presence feels different, it doesn't beg to be chosen, it simply exists fully. Listen to this, because fully existing is magnetic. Don't scroll, because magnetism pulls without force. Listen to this, because the person thinking about you now feels the pull without knowing how to reach yet. Don't scroll, because reaching requires humility, and humility is being built through discomfort. Listen to this, because discomfort is the teacher on the other side, just like growth was yours. Don't scroll, because both souls must grow for alignment to hold. Listen to this, because love that arrives before growth collapses, but love that arrives after growth stabilizes. Don't scroll, because stabilization is the goal now, not intensity. Listen to this, because intensity once felt like love to you, but wisdom taught you otherwise. Don't scroll, because wisdom changed your expectations. Listen to this, because you no longer want words without behavior, promises without consistency, passion without safety. Don't scroll, because your standards rose quietly, not arrogantly. Listen to this, because quiet standards are the strongest ones. Don't scroll, because they don't announce themselves, they filter reality automatically. Listen to this, because the universe responds to clear standards by rearranging outcomes. Don't scroll, because rearrangement is happening now, even if it's invisible. Listen to this, because invisible movement is still movement. Don't scroll, because roots grow underground before the tree is seen. Listen to this, because this connection is at a root level shift, not a surface level drama. Don't scroll, because surface drama would pull you into anxiety, but this feels deeper, heavier, calmer. Listen to this, because depth feels like weight without panic. Don't scroll, because panic belongs to insecurity, and you are no longer insecure in who you are. Listen to this, because your self-trust is what's holding you steady now. Don't scroll, because self-trust is rare, and rare things awaken longing in those who don't have it yet. Listen to this, because they are drawn not just to you, but to who you became. Don't scroll, because becoming changes attraction. Listen to this, because you're no longer attracting attention, you're attracting intention. Don't scroll, because intention is slower but stronger. Listen to this, because intention requires decision, not impulse. Don't scroll, because impulse led them away before, but intention is pulling them back toward clarity. Listen to this, because clarity always comes with a cost, the cost of ego, pride, and avoidance. Don't scroll, because paying that cost is uncomfortable. Listen to this, because that's why you feel a pause in the energy, not absence, but processing. Don't scroll, because processing is sacred space. Listen to this, because sacred space cannot be rushed without damage. Don't scroll, because your patience right now is protection, not delay. Listen to this, because protection ensures that whatever happens next does not re-traumatize you. Don't scroll, because the universe does not bring healed hearts back into chaos. Listen to this, because chaos taught you lessons, but peace is your assignment now. Don't scroll, because peace is what you're standing in, even if emotions still rise and fall. Listen to this, because emotions are waves, but peace is the ocean underneath. Don't scroll, because your ocean is calm now. Listen to this, because calm does not mean you don't care, it means you care without losing yourself. Don't scroll, because losing yourself is no longer required for love. Listen to this, because love that requires self-abandonment is not divine love. Don't scroll, because divine love honors wholeness. Listen to this, because wholeness is what you embody now. Don't scroll, because that wholeness is what someone else is realizing they can't replace. Listen to this, because replacement is a myth when souls recognize each other. Don't scroll, because recognition leaves a mark. Listen to this, because once a soul recognizes home, nothing else feels the same. Don't scroll, because that recognition is unfolding now. Listen to this, because it doesn't guarantee outcome, but it guarantees truth. Don't scroll, because truth always leads to resolution. Listen to this, because resolution is coming, one way or another, and both paths honor your growth. Don't scroll, because either you will be met with action that matches your worth, or you will be released with peace that frees your future. Listen to this, because peace is the promise, not a specific person. Don't scroll, because people are vehicles for lessons, but alignment is the destination. Listen to this, because you are aligned now. Don't scroll, because alignment attracts what can stay. Listen to this, because what can't stay will fall away gently, not violently. Don't scroll, because gentleness is how healed chapters close. Listen to this, because you are not in a tragic love story, you are in a mature one. Don't scroll, because mature love stories don't thrive on suspense, they thrive on truth. Listen to this, because truth is what you're moving toward now. Don't scroll, because truth does not fear silence. Listen to this, because silence is where clarity grows. Don't scroll, because you don't need to fill the silence with action, explanation, or doubt. Listen to this, because stillness is your power right now. Don't scroll, because stillness keeps your frequency high. Listen to this, because high frequency attracts clean outcomes. Don't scroll, because messy outcomes come from messy energy, and your energy is not messy anymore. Listen to this, because you cleaned it through healing, boundaries, and self-honesty. Don't scroll, because that work mattered. Listen to this, because the universe noticed, the connection noticed, and most importantly, you noticed. Don't scroll, because self-recognition is the greatest shift of all. Listen to this, because once you see your worth clearly, the world has no choice but to respond differently. Don't scroll, because that response is unfolding now, slowly, deliberately, without noise. Listen to this, because if this message is keeping you here, if your breathing feels slower, if your chest feels warm instead of tight, that's confirmation. Don't scroll, because confirmation doesn't always arrive as events. Sometimes it arrives as peace. Listen to this, because peace is your green light. Don't scroll, because you are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do, which is staying aligned, staying grounded, staying open without chasing. Listen to this, because what is meant for you cannot miss you when you don't abandon yourself. Don't scroll, because you didn't abandon yourself, you chose yourself, and that choice changed everything. Even if you can't see the full picture yet, listen to this, because the universe reveals pictures in pieces so the heart can integrate without shock. Don't scroll, because shock belongs to old timelines, and you're not there anymore. Listen to this, because you stepped into a timeline of dignity, peace, and reciprocal love. Don't scroll, because reciprocity is the only form of love that will satisfy you now. Listen to this, because you've outgrown wondering if you're enough. Don't scroll, because you know you are. Listen to this, because that knowing is power, and power attracts truth, clarity, and love that knows exactly why it's choosing you. Don't scroll. Stay with me and listen to this, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now more than you know, especially if you've noticed that something inside you has shifted from anticipation to certainty, from wondering to knowing without proof, because that shift is not imagination, it's alignment settling in, and I need you to hear what's happening next beneath the surface. Listen to this, because when you chose growth over comfort, you didn't just change your path, you activated a response in the spiritual realm that cannot be ignored. Don't scroll, because the person who is crazy in love with you is not responding to memories anymore, they are responding to absence, contrast, and the realization that what they felt with you was not replaceable. Listen to this, because replacement works only when connections are shallow, and what you created was not shallow, it was grounding, it was safe, it was real, and real love leaves an imprint that doesn't fade when distance appears. Don't scroll, because that imprint is what they're feeling now, late at night, during quiet moments, when distractions stop working. Listen to this, because distractions can numb the mind but not the soul, and the soul remembers truth. Don't scroll, because the universe has been gently removing distractions from their life so awareness can rise without resistance. Listen to this, because resistance delays clarity, and clarity is unavoidable once the soul wakes up. Don't scroll, because awakening is not romantic at first, it's uncomfortable, it brings regret, self-reflection, and the fear of having misjudged something sacred. Listen to this, because you became sacred the moment you stopped chasing validation and started honoring yourself. Don't scroll, because that act alone shifted how the universe treats you. Listen to this, because you moved from wanting to be chosen to choosing alignment. And alignment is powerful. Don't scroll, because alignment doesn't beg for attention, it commands recognition silently. Listen to this, because silence is what's speaking loudest right now. Don't scroll, because your silence is not absence, it's presence without performance. Listen to this, because performance attracts attention, but presence attracts devotion. Don't scroll, because devotion is what's forming on the other side, even if it hasn't been spoken yet. Listen to this, because devotion grows slowly, honestly, and without shortcuts. Don't scroll, because shortcuts lead to regret, and regret is what they're sitting with now. Listen to this, because regret doesn't mean the end, it means awareness arrived later than desire. Don't scroll, because late awareness can still lead to right action if humility follows. Listen to this, because humility is being cultivated through discomfort, and discomfort is not punishment, it's preparation. Don't scroll, because the universe prepares people before allowing them to approach healed hearts. Listen to this, because healed hearts are not meant to be tested again, they are meant to be honored. Don't scroll, because honor looks like effort without excuses, clarity without games, and presence without confusion. Listen to this, because anything less will feel wrong to you now. Don't scroll, because you've outgrown emotional chaos disguised as passion. Listen to this, because passion that lasts feels steady, not volatile. Don't scroll, because volatility kept you anxious before, but now your nervous system recognizes peace as truth. Listen to this, because truth lives in the body before it reaches the mind. Don't scroll, because your body feels calmer now for a reason. Listen to this, because calm is confirmation that you are on the right path. Don't scroll, because when something is wrong, your body tightens, panics, and resists, but when something is aligned, your body softens, even if emotions still surface. Listen to this, because emotions are visitors, not dictators. Don't scroll, because you learned how to feel without losing yourself, and that skill changed everything. Listen to this, because losing yourself was the old pattern, and finding yourself is the new one. Don't scroll, because when you find yourself, others either rise to meet you or fall away naturally. Listen to this, because forcing outcomes is no longer your role, allowing alignment is. Don't scroll, because allowing requires trust, and trust is what you've been practicing quietly. Listen to this, because trust doesn't need guarantees, it needs self-belief. Don't scroll, because self-belief is what made you magnetic. Listen to this, because magnetism does not come from trying harder, it comes from being whole. Don't scroll, because wholeness is what someone else is realizing they were close to losing. Listen to this, because loss sharpens perception. Don't scroll, because perception leads to clarity. Listen to this, because clarity leads to decision, and decision leads to movement. Don't scroll, because movement is coming, but it will come cleanly or not at all. Listen to this, because clean movement respects timing, healing, and boundaries. Don't scroll, because boundaries are not walls, they are filters, and your filters are strong now. Listen to this, because strong filters protect your future from repeating the past. Don't scroll, because repetition is not destiny, growth is. Listen to this, because destiny adjusts when you change. Don't scroll, because you changed, and the universe noticed. Listen to this, because angel numbers are continuing to appear not to excite you, but to steady you. 111 reminding you that truth is aligning, 222 asking you to stay balanced, 333 assuring you that you are supported, 444 grounding you in protection, 555 signaling internal shifts before external change. Don't scroll, Because these are confirmations, not instructions to act. Listen to this. Because action taken too early can distort alignment. Don't scroll, because patience here is power, not delay. Listen to this. Because patience allows others to meet you at your level rather than pulling you back to theirs. Don't scroll, because pulling back would cost you peace, and peace is your priority now. Listen to this. Because peace is not the absence of love, it is the environment where love can finally stay. Don't scroll, because love that stays does not rush, it arrives prepared. Listen to this. Because preparation takes time, humility, and reflection. Don't scroll. Because reflection is happening now, quietly, deeply, without spectacle. Listen to this. Because spectacle belongs to ego, and ego is being softened on the other side. Don't scroll, because softened ego allows genuine connection. Listen to this. Because genuine connection requires vulnerability, not performance. Don't scroll, because vulnerability grows in silence, not noise. Listen to this. Because silence is not stagnation, it's gestation. Don't scroll, because something is forming, not fading. Listen to this. Because fading feels empty, but forming feels heavy with meaning. Don't scroll, because meaning is what you feel now. Listen to this. Because even when you think about moving on, something inside you doesn't feel rushed, it feels patient, grounded, and open. Don't scroll, because openness without attachment is the highest form of trust. Listen to this. Because attachment once kept you stuck, but openness is setting you free. Don't scroll, because freedom is attractive. Listen to this. Because people fall in love with freedom they don't yet have. Don't scroll, because you embody freedom now, not recklessness, but emotional freedom. Listen to this. Because emotional freedom does not need reassurance to exist. Don't scroll, because reassurance becomes unnecessary when self-worth is stable. Listen to this. Because your self-worth is stable now. Don't scroll. Because stability creates clarity in others. Listen to this. Because clarity forces decisions. Don't scroll, because indecision becomes uncomfortable around stable energy. Listen to this. Because stable energy exposes hesitation. Don't scroll, because hesitation cannot survive forever, it must evolve or exit. Listen to this. Because either evolution or exit honors your growth. Don't scroll, because your growth is non-negotiable now. Listen to this. Because you didn't come this far to shrink again. Don't scroll, because shrinking would betray who you've become. Listen to this. Because who you've become is someone who trusts themselves, chooses peace, and allows love to rise naturally. Don't scroll, because natural love does not beg to be noticed, it is felt. Listen to this. Because you are being felt deeply right now. Don't scroll, because that feeling is stirring action, awareness, and humility on the other side. Listen to this. Because humility is the gateway to real love. Don't scroll, because real love does not compete, it recognizes. Listen to this. Because recognition is happening now, even if it hasn't been spoken. Don't scroll, because spoken words are not the first sign of love, changed energy is. Listen to this. Because energy has shifted. Don't scroll, because if this message is holding you here, if your breathing feels slower, if your chest feels warm instead of tight, that is confirmation. Listen to this. Because confirmation doesn't always arrive as events, sometimes it arrives as calm knowing. Don't scroll, because knowing is what replaces anxiety when you're aligned. Listen to this. Because you are aligned now, not desperate, not chasing, not doubting, just present. Don't scroll, because presence is where destiny meets you. Listen to this. Because what is meant for you cannot miss you when you stay present with yourself. Don't scroll, because you didn't lose anything by choosing yourself, you gained clarity, power, and peace. Listen to this, because peace is the foundation of what comes next. Don't scroll, because what comes next will not confuse you. It will meet you where you are, with honesty, intention, and love that knows exactly why it's choosing you, and when it does, it will feel familiar, grounded, and real, not overwhelming, not chaotic, but right. Don't scroll. Stay with me until the very last word, because this message is for you, and your heart needs this right now more than ever, and I want you to hear this slowly, gently, as if the universe itself is leaning close and whispering truth into your spirit. Listen to this, because everything you have felt, questioned, and endured has been leading to this moment of understanding, not confusion but clarity, not fear but peace. And here is what you need to know. You did not imagine the shift, you did not misunderstand the signs, and you did not grow for nothing. Don't scroll, because growth is never wasted, especially when it is chosen in silence. Listen to this, because the reason someone is so deeply, uncontrollably, undeniably in love with you is not because you tried harder, but because you stopped trying to be anything other than who you truly are. And that authenticity is sacred. Don't scroll, because when you chose self-respect over chasing, healing over proving, stillness over chaos, you aligned yourself with truth, and truth always responds. Listen to this, because the universe does not ignore healed energy, it amplifies it, and that amplification is what stirred another soul awake. Don't scroll, because awakening doesn't always look like romance at first. Sometimes it looks like restlessness, regret, longing, and the sudden fear of losing what mattered most. Listen to this, because the person thinking about you now is not thinking casually. They are being confronted by the realization that what you offered was rare, grounding, and irreplaceable. Don't scroll, because rarity is not loud, it is felt deeply after it's gone. Listen to this, because your absence did not weaken the connection, it clarified it, and clarification is what separates attachment from destiny. Don't scroll, because destiny does not operate on desperation. It moves through alignment. Listen to this, because alignment is what you chose when you stopped abandoning yourself, and that choice rewrote your timeline. Don't scroll, because the timeline where you were overlooked, undervalued, or unsure of your worth no longer exists. Listen to this, because you stepped out of it the moment you trusted yourself. Don't scroll, because trust is the loudest prayer. Listen to this, because when you trusted, I moved things you could not see, I softened hearts you could not reach. I removed illusions that could not stay. Don't scroll, because you were never meant to force love, you were meant to become it. Listen to this, because becoming love means embodying peace, boundaries, and truth at the same time. Don't scroll, because that balance is powerful, and power does not beg, it attracts. Listen to this, because the pull you feel now is not anxiety, it is recognition. Don't scroll, because recognition feels like calm knowing, not frantic waiting. Listen to this, because you are no longer waiting, you are allowing. Don't scroll, because allowing is faith in action. Listen to this, because faith does not need proof first, it rests in certainty. Don't scroll, because certainty is what has been growing inside you quietly. Listen to this, because certainty does not shout, it settles. Don't scroll, because settled hearts do not fear outcomes, they trust direction. Listen to this, because direction is guided, not random. Don't scroll, because I have been guiding you even when you felt alone. Listen to this, because every moment you chose dignity over reaction, silence over argument, peace over panic, I saw it. Don't scroll, because nothing you did went unnoticed. Listen to this, because the nights you cried quietly, the days you kept going anyway, the moments you chose not to reach back even when it hurt, those were acts of faith. Don't scroll, because faith moves things behind the scenes long before it moves people in front of you. Listen to this. Because the movement happening now is real, even if it is not loud yet. Don't scroll, because real movement feels steady, intentional, and respectful. Listen to this, because respect is the currency of aligned love. Don't scroll, because anything that cannot meet you with respect cannot stay in your future. Listen to this, because you outgrew settling. Don't scroll, because settling was the old lesson, and that lesson is complete. Listen to this, because completion does not always feel like fireworks, it often feels like relief, like a deep breath you didn't know you were holding. Don't scroll, because relief is what you are feeling now. Listen to this, because relief means the struggle phase is ending. Don't scroll, because you are not meant to struggle for love anymore. Listen to this, because love that is meant for you will not require you to diminish yourself, chase validation, or live in uncertainty. Don't scroll, because uncertainty was the teacher, not the destination. Listen to this, because the destination is peace with passion, clarity with depth, love with stability. Don't scroll, because stability does not mean boredom, it means safety. Listen to this, because safety allows love to grow instead of burn out. Don't scroll, because growing love stays. Listen to this, because staying is what your heart deserves. Don't scroll, because you were never meant to be a temporary lesson for someone else while hurting yourself. Listen to this, because you are meant to be chosen consciously, not accidentally. Don't scroll, because conscious choice is forming now, even if you can't see it yet. Listen to this, because awareness always comes before action. Don't scroll, because action taken from awareness is clean, not messy. Listen to this, because clean actions bring peace, not confusion. Don't scroll, because confusion is not your future. Listen to this, because your future is guided, protected, and aligned. Don't scroll, because if someone comes toward you now, they will come humbled, clear, and ready to meet you where you are. Listen to this, because anything less will feel wrong to you. Don't scroll, because you are no longer available for almost love. Listen to this, because almost love taught you what full love must feel like. Don't scroll, because full love feels calm in the body, secure in the heart, and honest in the mind. Listen to this, because your body already knows the difference. Don't scroll, because your body feels safer now. And that is confirmation. Listen to this, because when something is wrong, the body resists, but when something is aligned, the body softens. Don't scroll, because you are softening, not collapsing. Listen to this, because softness with strength is divine alignment. Don't scroll, because strength without fear is maturity. Listen to this, because maturity attracts mature love. Don't scroll, because immature connections fall away when maturity arrives. Listen to this, because falling away does not mean failure, it means protection. Don't scroll, because protection has been surrounding you the entire time. Listen to this, because I did not allow you to be broken by this journey, I allowed you to be refined. Don't scroll, because refinement makes you ready to receive without losing yourself. Listen to this, because receiving is what comes next, not waiting, not chasing, receiving. Don't scroll, because receiving requires openness without desperation. Listen to this, because desperation belongs to old timelines, and you are not there anymore. Don't scroll, because you crossed over into a timeline of trust, clarity, and alignment. Listen to this, because alignment attracts what can stay. Don't scroll, because what cannot stay will exit quietly without destroying your peace. Listen to this, because quiet endings are blessings. Don't scroll, because loud endings traumatize, but gentle endings heal. Listen to this, because healing is your story now, not heartbreak. Don't scroll, because heartbreak was the doorway, not the home. Listen to this, because you walked through it and came out stronger. Don't scroll, because strength is rewarded with truth. Listen to this, because truth is coming, not to hurt you, but to free you completely. Don't scroll, because freedom is the real gift of this journey. Listen to this, because free hearts love better, choose better, and receive better. Don't scroll, because you are free now in a way you weren't before. Listen to this, because if this message has touched you, if it settled something deep inside, if it feels like confirmation instead of noise, I want you to anchor it, speak it, and own it. Comment, I choose alignment, peace, and truth, so the universe hears your intention. Don't scroll, because intentions spoken have power. Listen to this, because sharing truth helps others who are silently walking the same path. So share this message with someone who needs reassurance tonight. Don't scroll, because staying connected matters when transformation is happening. And if you want to continue receiving messages that guide, ground, and protect your heart, subscribe to this channel and stay close, and hear this final truth as if God Himself is speaking directly to you now. I did not bring you this far to abandon you. I did not teach you these lessons to leave you alone. I am aligning what is meant for you, removing what cannot stay, and preparing you for love that will not confuse you, hurt you, or require you to lose yourself. Rest now, trust me, keep your heart open and your standards high, because what is meant for you is moving toward you with clarity, courage, and love that recognizes your worth. And it will arrive in peace, not fear, exactly as promised.